Lewis. Mikal Roby-Coleman delivered a hit, and the two officials talk to each other. Crowd's going crazy as there's no flag right on the Saints sideline.
Well, if Mikal Roby-Coleman plays the ball, it's an interception. It's probably going the other way with it. I mean, the ball's on the other side of Roby-Coleman, but that should have been a penalty. And Sean Payton is justifiably upset.
Mike Pereira, if that was a penalty, that would have in essence ended the game. Did you think it was a penalty?
Yeah, I really do. I know it's easy in slow motion. They're close to bang bang, but that was early enough. Even high contact on the receiver. So you really could have had a foul either way.
Fox broadcast from yesterday. Yeah, that was a penalty, all right. It was like Mike Pereira was almost shocked and said, what? Yeah. It was like there was a little bit of sarcasm there. Yeah, that should have been a penalty. All right. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Chris, we are on YouTube right now. YouTube.com. Go to the 1070 The Fan channel, and I'm up there, and I may end up blowing my nose like 5 or 6 times for you guys. Who knows? It's from Clinton Ward, JMV. Andy Reid said most of the time the officials will tell you that you're lined up in the neutral zone, but for some reason they didn't this time. Dun, dun, dun. Wait a minute. Got to get the flag out of the pocket here. Michael Smith says, so I watched the Trees play Saturday. Hated to see them lose in front of Bird and teammates. That was the 79, the 40th year celebration, which, yeah, by the way, everybody over there that had a part in that was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
What in the world?
How
did she even move?
It was pretty awesome over there. And my man Michael went by the Ballyhoo Pizza King, which is fantastic. Jennifer Berger writes this: the NFL overtime should be like the tiebreaker in the $25,000 pyramid. Each team gets the ball. Whoever scores a TD in the shortest time off the clock wins. Oh, that's great. Instead of you flipping a coin, right? Flipping a coin, and they get the ball first. All right. Man, they had that one in D Ford lined up in the stinker. I'm telling you, it is amazing, right? With the Patriots, that's just what you expect. Tell me you weren't sitting back and expecting something like that. Now, it's not as if they didn't make it happen for themselves, because they absolutely did, but you expect that. Pretty damn incredible. It's from Steve. Hey, JMV, change the wide receiver pick play rules. Either enforce it or don't. Well, it's always going to be that way, though, Steve. I agree with you, but it's just like the damn pick in basketball. I don't know about anybody else, and I guess he's set, but it looks like Miles Turner, when he sets the high ball screen, is moving every time to me. I guess. And he's not. That's the way it looks. It's for Troy Hudson Jr. So, JMV, I'm a big Colts fan here, but I find myself rooting for the Patriots and Brady. I have started to appreciate the greatness. I said last week that of the 4 teams remaining, and this is of the postseason teams in general this year, right? All these teams have an image and, a direction in which they are currently in and going. Except the Patriots are I put the Patriots outside of that window, outside of that box. It's amazing what they do. Did you notice how many former Colts are on that team? Was that Ramon Humber that was on the special teams too that made a play? Does he play for the Patriots? Lawrence Guy, obviously Dwayne Allen, Philip Dorsett. Lawrence Guy's been there for a number of years. They get it done, though.
Plug and go. That's what they do. They plug and go.
Was that Ramon Humber, or was I wrong about that? He made a special teams play. I might be completely wrong. I just saw the last name, and I didn't look it up. But, yeah, that was him. Sure as hell was him. Hey, did you say that the Rams are going to wear their throwbacks?
Yeah.
So they're going to wear the Vince Ferragamos? Or are they wearing the throwbacks?
The yellow and, I think the yellow and.
Yeah, with the Vince Ferragamo.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't wear that. Didn't they get worked by the Steelers in that one? I don't know if I'd be wearing that one. Now, if I'm the Patriots, I certainly would go back. Because the Patriots, say what you want, but the Patriots throwbacks are some of the absolute best.
Yeah, but these are also the ones that they won with Kurt Warner against the Titans in.
Did they?
Yeah, the 99 season, the 2000.
But they were in St. Louis then, though. They're back in L.A.
Yeah.
They're back in L.A. where fives of people are really excited about what they're doing. Yeah, look at Vince Ferragamo. The Vince Ferragamo Rams of, Nolan Cromwell and was it McCutcheon, the running back? Back then, I think that was the team.
Yeah, remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I'm right on top of it there. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's okay if you're still in St. Louis. I don't know if I'd go back to that if I'm in L.A. That's not like anybody going to notice, right? All right, let's do some calls. 239-1070. Terrence, go ahead. How are you, sir?
What's up, my man?
Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. You too. I want to go with the first one as far as the rules go and the pass interference. I think they should be able to review that, man, because, my goodness. How do you miss them calls? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're going to almost everything. I'm not going to say everything, but most things reviewable under 2 minutes. We're going down that pipeline here, aren't we?
I'll take that.
The final 2 minutes.
One.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't like the call on Jones, man, that roughing the passer on Tom Brady.
Because it wasn't. Yeah, because
it was kind of rough, man.
That's why you didn't like it, Terrence, because it wasn't. Yeah.
Look, man, Tom Brady's the greatest, man. I mean, what can you do, man? But I'm not rooting for those guys, man. It's going to be hard to go against those guys. But in the words of Martin Lawrence, man, they're back in the playoffs, man. So, damn. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait a minute. You just gave me an Esther roll, though. That was Florida Evans when she found out that James died. She broke her salad bowl. Damn. Remember how shocked everybody was back then? Wait a minute. Shh. That's Florida Evans. She's cursed 3 times. That's when our guy John Amos said, you know what? This is so stupid. And Jimmy Walker's doing his dynamite thing, and he's really only about 5 years older than me. What the hell? I got to get out of here. Thank you, Terrence. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like the Patriots throwback. It's pretty sweet. He's got the Patriots guy snapping the ball, leaning over the top. That's awesome. I don't know if I'd be going back to the ones with the Rams in L.A., though. Caleb, 239-1070. Go ahead.
Hey, JMV, I have a question that's kind of off topic. You haven't touched on it today, but it was just something that's kind of burning in my mind.
Burning.
So, obviously, the Colts need to do something, take that next step.
Yes.
Obviously, we're going to be playing the Chiefs for the next couple of years, hopefully in the AFC Championship game. But what do you think is the most important step that we take? Is it getting a pass rusher or another weapon on offense?
I still say weapon on offense. And again, you're not going to change my mind. That's how those teams got there. We're working it offensively, being elite offensively, and I think the Colts need to take another step in that direction. Now, that doesn't mean that I am not or ignoring the fact in this case they need somebody pass rushing wise, and he'd like to have another corner. He'd love to have a shutdown corner, but to me, you start with feeding what is necessary offensively, and that is somebody that's equal to or better than T.Y. Hilton at wide receiver.
So, to you, is that Antonio Brown or Golden Tate?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if it's Golden Tate. I mean, Golden Tate is a good dude and is a grinder, and you can trust him. I don't know if I would call him game-breaking material. Antonio Brown sure as hell has been.
So, what are you willing to give up to the Steelers for Antonio Brown?
Listen, I probably wouldn't be dropping a 1 in anybody's lap. I don't know if it's going to be necessary. I don't know what the Steelers are going to want. I'm assuming they're probably going to start at the top and want a 1 out of this. A lot of people suggest because the market is really so dry of wide receiving top-level talent that maybe they're going to get a 1, but I believe that they get a 1 when I see it. I would start lower and then move up and then see what the market might reflect, whether or not John Lynch in San Francisco would be willing to give up a 1. I'm not sure. The good good thing about it, the Colts have with obviously monetarily, but certainly with picks, they have some flexibility to do some things that I'm assuming other teams out there don't if the Colts are interested. What else you got, Caleb?
That's all I had for today. Thank you for answering.
You call anytime. Thank you. It's from Donnie. Damn is from Good Times. It is. I think Martin Lawrence just gave us one damn. I think that was Martin Lawrence. Florida Evans, the late, great Esther Roll, gave us the 3 dams. Yeah, Martin Lawrence. I dig me some Martin Lawrence, though. I love House Party, and I love Martin. I think Martin Lawrence did damn and Martin. I like me some Tisha Campbell back in the day. It's a true story. Hey, JMV, overtime rules are still way better than it was. The Patriots still had to go 75, and it wasn't just a coin toss that gave them the win. Well, I understand that. Tough argument to make today, though. Shouting out to Bally and ISU gets me all kinds of hype. That's from Tim Wells, and it should because it's a great place. I once saw a girl projectile vomit in the beer garden, and it was one of the – it was –
Didn't she take you home and make you Thai food? Or
No. Quiche.
Quiche?
Yeah, that wasn't happening. Quiche.
No thanks, honey. It's 1991.
There are other things that were working in that were working against her in the face, but that was one right there. But I've never seen anybody. It looked like she looked like a fire hydrant sitting on a picnic table that somebody just busted open. Or it was very similar to Linda Blair in The Exorcist. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And it's always the famous last words, right? Because you're just plowing through like Boone's Farm. Remember back in the day when you're plowing through Boone's Farm and now you probably do that with Fireball, right? Oh, yeah, Fireball. It tastes so great. You do it with champagne. Tastes great, and I don't feel a thing. And as soon as I don't feel a thing, it's still in a bubble, like a comic book bubble over your head. As soon as you say that, it's lights out. I mean, immediately, oh, yeah, I've had so much of this, and I don't feel a thing. Bah! It was like somebody popped open a fire plug. And this Barf Update brought to you by JMV. All right, quick break. We'll come back. City tournament games later on tonight. You got the semifinals. Greg Rakestraw and our friend Bob Lovell have the calls. Cathedral, Ritter, Addicts, and Howe tonight. Games 1 and 2 for you right here. Butler tomorrow. We can get back to IU, Purdue if you want. Pacers a winner twice over the weekend. They get the I hate the Raptors. Should I hate the Raptors as much as I just don't like them? They're always such posers, aren't they? I mean, they run roughshod through the regular season and then crap out in the postseason.
We hate you, Drake.
And then they took a big dump on our guy's brother, Dwayne Casey. And the Pacers so need, and it really doesn't help. They only have 3 games with the Raptors this year, the regular season. They've lost 2 of them already, so the tiebreaker's already gone. But you talk about a game that they need to show a little something against one of the best in the NBA. That's Wednesday night. Back with you next.
Museum by Moonlight at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis is back Saturday, February the 23rd. Register to win a pair of tickets online now, 1070thefan.com.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday for More Restoration. Chances are you or someone you know have already experienced a disaster at home or at work. A fire or flood is never something you plan on happening, but if it does, you need to know what to do and how to protect your damaged property. More Restoration is the only name you need to know when a property loss occurs. Let More Restoration help you get your property back to normal with their second-to-none, industry-leading emergency response team. Call the only number I call. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup and tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
Know the feeling of satisfaction you get from a job well done? Our customers do. Corey Kreitzberger here, General Manager of your local Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We're proud to offer customers a 100% satisfaction guarantee backed by 24/7 service and our trained licensed plumbers. Call us and get $52 off any plumbing repair.
Go with the flow, the local pros. Call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Terms, conditions, and tax may apply. License CP 101-00018. Our customers tell us that it's easy to love a Shane Company diamond because of its unmatched sparkle. Hi, I'm Tom Shane.
And I'm Ed. With over 30 years' experience as a diamond buying specialist, I can assure you that the unique way we buy diamonds at Shane Company sets us apart. My team handpicks the most beautiful diamonds in all 3 diamond capitals of the world, Antwerp, Tel Aviv, and Mumbai.
No other jeweler buys diamonds the way we do. We are Indiana's direct diamond importer.
We examine each stone individually and only buy the prettiest diamonds within each grade. Our rigorous evaluation and selection process guarantees that your Shane Company diamond has maximum sparkle, whatever grade you choose.
And everyone in Indiana knows a Shane Company diamond is a natural diamond. We've been importing the prettiest diamonds, all ethically sourced, for 4 generations. Now you have a friend in the diamond business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, it's John here for Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. So I was talking to Jeremy Wilson. He said, let's get people started on the right foot here, right? Get people started on the right foot for 2019, and that is in a new ride. Car, truck, or van, they have you covered. I'm telling you, I'm looking at the list right now, and it is endless. The Sienna minivan looks awesome. Making sure the entire fam gets in there, too, which is fantastic. Great prices right now. So let Jeremy Wilson or Chris, 2 Chris's, in fact, Andrew, Moose, Diana, work with you on how to get into a new ride like the 4Runner, maybe the RAV4, and one of the most popular anywhere SUV category is the Highlander. Oh, yeah, did I mention this too? The Tundra. The Tundra is absolutely the best truck on the market anywhere. You'll love it, too. Tell them I sent you. Hey, first things first, I'm looking at it right now. Andy Moore Toyota.com to look over the inventory that they have and then go to work with my friends. It'll be a breeze, and you'll get into a new ride and tell them I sent you. Andy Moore Toyota in Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Hey, Dan Dockich here for Steffi Hadaway Insurance. For over 35 years, Steffi Hadaway Insurance has been the place to go for your insurance needs. Locations in Indy, Greenfield, and New Pal. Steffi Hadaway Insurance has nearly 25 agents ready, willing, and able to help you save money. I saved $150 when I used them. They represent over a dozen different insurance companies, which allows you to go to one place to see what the market has to offer, including Erie Insurance. 317-334-3743 or visit them online, shiagency.com.
The Pacers' homestand concludes against the Toronto Raptors Wednesday evening at 6:30 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Tony's over there. I'm John Austin. The intern is here, too. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. This is the only place you need to be on what is a sunny yet, very cold Monday afternoon. Observing, of course, Martin Luther King Jr. Day today. I know a lot of you are off work in observance for the holiday or whatever you might be doing. Hopefully things are okay with you. Hopefully you're staying warm. No issues at home, right, with the heat. Ride's doing okay. Just hang with me all day. No need to go anyplace else. Because if you go someplace else, all you're going to hear is, oh, I saw the entire video of that high school guy, or I didn't see enough, or all that whining bull crap. How do you do it? You know how you do it? You don't do it. That's how you do it. Oh. Can you imagine having to yip-yap about that on a daily basis? That'd drive everybody nuts. Everybody giggling. What did I do? Oh. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. JMV, how you look straight lazy on Saturday. Embarrassing. They need some tough love, Neil. I don't know. Think they'll respond to tough love? How many of these young guys anymore respond to tough love unless the tough love comes well before the entitlement of being a high-level, elite program basketball talent? Right? What do they say? Isn't the hay already in the barn for a lot of these dudes? But you're right. I just want to give Purdue more credit. because it wasn't entirely the straight lazy. For one thing, IU shooting the basketball, it makes my eyeballs hurt. I mean, it's just awful watching them shoot.
And that's just from the free throw line.
I mean, oh my, free throws. They were completely going and trying to give us the Chris Dudley experience on Saturday. I mean, Romeo was he was gagging. I mean, you just got to the free throw line and you're just gagging. You know, I'm looking terrible, and they're saying overrated. And, you know, you're just going through new things that you never once saw, never even in the ballpark of seeing while at New Albany. I mean, everything was clear. You go to AAU, everybody loves you, and you get here and you get worked over by the Boilermakers. And the paint crew and Mackey looked awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I don't know who it was, but if you were the guy in the paint crew that was rocking the captain's hat and the sunglasses for Yacht Rock, that was solid. Strong activewear right there. I don't know who it is, but if you know him, give him a shout out from me. All right, let's go Robert at 239-1070. Go ahead, Robert. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine, Robert. Go ahead.
Hey, it's a pleasure with a capital P to listen to your show.
That is so nice, Robert. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just wanted to give a thanks out to all the people that put the Indiana basketball thing together. It was awesome. I watched every game. And I don't have the big fancy stuff on the radio. I just got a straight radio. And I could watch all the games, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was, and you're right. Fox Sports Indiana folks, and Jamie Burns and Denary and Quinn, Brian Hammonds was awesome. JJ, Tully Bevilacqua. It was Eddie Gill, who's going to join us in a bit too. It was a fan. And I think Katie, what's her name? Tony, Katie, that does the Speedway stuff too. I think she had bits and pieces in this. It was just awesome.
Oh yeah, Katie Hargett.
Yeah, Katie Hargett. It was a good day. It was a great day to stay in and watch some hoop, and that I thought gave us a reason not to go anyplace because it was fantastic watching. And you got to see the Buggy Bowl maybe for the first time, which is one of the best rivalries, if not the best rivalry in basketball in the state of Indiana, by the way.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
Yep.
So keep up the good work, my friend.
Thank
I
you,
really enjoy it.
Robert. That is awesome. Thank you very much for the kind words. Seriously, Bar Reeve and North Davies might be the best rivalry high school basketball-wise in the state of Indiana. Could you tell how much they care? Packed gym. And it's that way. It wasn't that way just because cameras were there either. I mean, it's great. Yeah, I thought JJ and Tully did a good job on that, too. All right, quick one. We'll come back. John, Jack, Eddie Gill is going to join us. Rick Venturi is going to join us coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, too. We got a lot of time for you. Covered a lot of ground so far. There's no reason for you to go anywhere. Santana and Doobie Brothers tickets coming up as well. Back with you next.
Congratulations to the Indianapolis Colts on a magical 2018 season. The boys in blue marched through a horrific start to give us some unexpected late season excitement.
They knock off the Dallas Cowboys.
But this is only the beginning. Frank Reich, Andrew Luck, and Chris Ballard are promising even better things to come. Follow all of the Colts off-season moves right here on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan, the exclusive radio home of the Indianapolis Colts.
After a record-breaking year at Diamonds Direct, we just want to say thank you for your support, your confidence, your trust. It's never something we take for granted, and we pledge to work even harder in the new year to exceed your expectations. And for 2019 at Diamonds Direct, we're expanding our selection once again with an even larger inventory of hand-picked diamonds. These are precious 100% natural stones created literally billions of years ago deep in the center of the earth. Real, rare diamonds with lasting and proven value, offered at the guaranteed best price in America. Plus, we've expanded our selection of one-of-a-kind designer jewelry, the latest fashion-forward pieces you won't find anywhere else. If you're getting engaged or celebrating a special anniversary this year, come let us share our passion for diamonds. Let us show you how to identify real value, and let us help you make the most of this remarkable moment in your life. Diamonds Direct, offering the unique blend of uncompromising luxury and unbeatable value. Come discover the remarkable combination for yourself. Get details, directions, and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
PAI, it's WeGrowHairIndy.com. Anybody need some coverage up top here? Anybody want some coverage? Hey, listen, you're probably, guys, losing your hair if you're over the age of 30. It just really, the numbers just show you that it's going to happen. If you want your real growing hair again, you want it real, you can get it. I'm just here to give you some options, and that's what multi-node hair grafting and Artist Robotic FUE do, and Darren Anders can explain to you. 888-724-5129. 888-724-5129. If you're in need of more dome coverage, there's a way. And again, it works. It is real. It's that conversation at 888-724-5129 with Darren Anders. Tell him I sent you today or online. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
George Faber here, owner of B Window. Are you a subcontractor and tired of dealing with taxes, regulations, and going to the dump? Why not call us and let us show you how, as an employee, you can have your own new truck, trailer, and gas and make $100,000 a year like many of our guys do now. We work our crews every day and have a huge backlog for the winter. Call right now, 317-283-8522, or go to bwindow.com.
That's Faber's B-Window. Trust me.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
It's Jim Pemery. Now talk to him, damn it.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
My name is John. Thank you very much for joining us. Tony's over there. Oh, a big weekend of sports. JMV, did you know that there is a new scented candle out that is KFC gravy?
Yeah! I need it.
KFC gravy. JMV, did you know that Bud Light's putting the nutrition facts on their products now? I did not know that. Does nutrition facts, bless you, going to restaurants, going to fast food, does that hold you back? Did you wish? Are you glad that they're there, or do you not want them there? Do you notice?
I mean, if you're watching your weight, maybe, but I think if you're watching your weight, why would you be in like the McDonald's?
Who is glad that there's nutrition facts available on most of what we consume right now, especially fast food, or who would wish it'd go back to the old days of having styrofoam Big Mac containers? What do you think?
Why do we need it on like Bud Light? Maybe put that on Bud Diesel.
I'm assuming this because you got so many people trying to watch their weight and they love beer, right? So you see what that is compared to I wonder what's that going to do for craft beer? I mean, when craft beer has to start lobbing in 500 calories on some of that stuff, you think that'll force them to? You all right over there?
No, I'm good. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't – you see, like, Michelob Ultra's doing the whole, oh, yeah, you could go run with your friends and then run, and be in shape and then slam a Michelob Ultra. Remember MGD had that MGD 64 that lasted about 2 minutes?
Yep. Now, I'm just curious. Let me know. Bud Light nutrition facts. I'd drink me some Bud Light. There's no doubt about that. I tell you what, some of the stuff, the higher calorie stuff, I can't do though because it's like what weighs on you. I think. My man Clapper writes this, solid point about talent. Coach Miller doesn't have a ton of experience managing talent, nor does his staff. Spot on about Purdue. I want to give Purdue a little bit more credit other than whining about what IU didn't do. Or IU didn't come to play. IU didn't do this. No, IU got worked by a team that looks a hell of a lot better than it does right now. That's what happened. Oh, he's not playing. He doesn't care to play. He doesn't play hard. Blah, 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 blah. Why can't it be like 1975?
Bring Bobby back.
Wait, they got worked over.
Where is Bobby?
And I thought Romeo did some gagging going on out there. At the free throw line, there was some gagging happening. It's from Steve. Hey, JMV, I came to watch my Pacers over the weekend from Iowa. Shout out to the varsity club at the Field House. Awesome experience Glad to see Dirk won last time. Pacer fans were cheering him to score. My man Dirk, he is who looks like they're more past it, Dirk or Tony Parker?
Tony Parker can at least still move. It looked like every time Dirk put his foot on the ground, it was like he was stepping on hot lava. It was nice to see him check in. He was short on all 5 jump shots that he took.
He doesn't look anything.
Man, I'm telling you, bud, that was hard to watch. I got to be honest with you.
It was tough. I'd agree, because he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest we have seen, and he looked like a German flagpole with arms. I mean, seriously, that's what he looked like.
So they were cheering for him to be checked in with about 3-4 minutes to go. The game was pretty much out of hand. Carlisle had already checked out all of his starters. Doncic had already been ejected.
Yeah.
Then he gets in, and he got 3 or 4 good looks in the top of the key and was short on all of them. And
he doesn't look good. Tony Parker doesn't look much better, but looks better than that.
Yeah.
JMV, Colts still complain about the non-call with Cordell Stewart. Yeah, listen, let me give you a little context on this, Matthew. While you're right, it now more is a little bit of a joke, right? This is never, ever for New Orleans going to be a joke, because all you had to do was have that flag thrown, burn the clock, kick the field goal, and it's over. So while, yes, I don't know if it's a complaint, it's kind of a light-hearted cackle anymore, right? Because you had you had a couple of opportunities after that. I mean, I know one was a Hail Mary that rolled off the stomach of Aaron Bailey. But I still don't look at that, Matthew, as the same as New Orleans yesterday. Because that was 2 officials that had in their mind that they weren't going to decide anything at that time and swallowed the whistle and buried the flag in their pocket, and it was as egregious a non-call as you will ever see. That's a moment that's going to live in infamy, not just for the Saints moving forward, but for the NFL for a long time. That's how bad that was. And believe me, I'm not making more out of it than what it is. To me, the whole Cordell Stewart running out of the back of the end zone and coming back in was nothing compared to yesterday. But I get where you're coming from on it. I do. Josh Hallett writes this, JMV at 1070thefan.com. I don't want Antonio Brown for the Colts. Not only is he a diva, prima donna wide receiver who seems to be a disservice, or check that, a divisive force in the locker room, but he's all of that, and he's on the wrong side of 30. Over 30 wide receivers tend not to perform well after a big payday. One could argue he's beginning to decline. So, Josh, I would be more worried about him. I don't think I have that worry with him turning into Andre Johnson when he got here. But I'd be more worried about that than I would be about the diva prima donna. A lot of these guys that see it, right, and are described as such, will come back with a little bit of vengeance. And when you mix in some vengeance, that chip on your shoulder that may not have been there in a while, when you mix that in with the level of talent and then the level of talent of the atmosphere around you, I think that could be a difference maker right there. All right, John, Jack, and more. You guys hang on. I'm going to get back to you in just a sec. I want you guys to hang loose on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline from Pacers, obviously, doing Fox Sports Indiana stuff. The former NBAer had a great weekend on Fox Sports Indiana. The Pacer games, and you had basketball day at Indiana. And I'm sure he's probably heard a couple of Jeremiah Johnson getting back from North Davies stories by now. Eddie Gill joins us. How much did you get informationally? How much did JJ tell you?
Yeah, JJ had his work cut out for him. Headed back, trying to get back to the field house that Saturday night. Didn't work out for him, but yeah, he had quite the trip.
I was trying to guide him. I was trying to guide him in a little bit, because that's where I'm from around there, and I kept saying, "Hey man, don't get off I-69. I know it's whiteout conditions, but don't get off, because it's going to be worse if you get off." So it was bad down there though, trying to get home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he told me that he was texting you back and forth trying to make his way. He's stopping in the middle of the highway to get the ice off of his windshield wipers, and it was a mess. So he finally was able to find his way to a hotel and stay the night, though.
It was. Eddie Gill joins us from a former basketball player and now analyst standpoint. How big of a January game part two is this Raptors game coming up on Wednesday compared to what we saw on Thursday and the Sixers in town on TNT?
Yeah, I think those top 5 seeds, anytime you run into those guys, it's a big game, especially for the Pacers. They've talked quite a bit about their record against sub-500 teams and how good it is, and obviously wanted to make that same impact against these teams that are up in the top half of the Eastern Conference. These teams you're going to see in that playoff run and that playoff push, and that, quite frankly, you're jockeying for position and trying to hold on to that third spot if you can.
Eddie Gills on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. What has been the difference in these Raptors games so far? Is there that much of a divide? Because, I mean, really, we're still talking about a 31-win team with the Pacers right now, but is there that much of a divide between what we have seen with the Raptors and the Pacers coming up on Wednesday night? And is there a little bit of something the Pacers need to prove?
Yeah, I think they need to be able to prove that they can compete with that level of team. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. I think they're one of the very few teams that can match the Pacers' depth when you're talking about the starting lineup going deep into the bench. They can go 9 and 10 deep and get great production, as the Pacers can do the same. But in terms of the divide or the gap between the two, I think it's close. But, those are the difference between wins and losses.
All right. How's this team playing right now? And let's start down the list here. How do you think Vic is playing? Did we see him kind of come out of this midseason funk that we all thought he was in with that game last night against Charlotte?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit overblown, but, we're always looking for a story wherever we can find it. He came back from injury and played well, and obviously he isn't shooting the ball as well as we've seen him shoot it over the last year and a half, over the last week or two. But definitely, I thought he did a better job of getting out of it against Charlotte. One way to get out of a shooting slump is to continue to shoot, and that's what he has to do. And I thought he did a nice job of kind of taking some shots that some may look at and say, "Oh, that's probably an ill-advised shot," but hey, that's how you got to get out of it. He's been the closer for the team, and as we get closer to the playoffs and in the playoffs, those games are going to be tight. And the Pacers are going to need him to be playing at a high level. So
do you not see issues that a lot of Pacers fans have been talking about for the past 5+ games?
No, not really. I mean, you go up and down the line with great players. Everybody has their slumps. When the great players have their slumps, they're a little bit more notable, and people pay a lot more attention to them. But that's just part of a long 82-game season. I don't read too much into it. If we get into a 30-game slump, then that's maybe something that's more of a story. But if you're talking about a 10-game slump where a guy is shooting, 38, 39% instead of 46%, 47%, I don't think that's as big a story.
So Eddie Gill, Fox Sports Indiana, Pacers analyst, former NBAer. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. From a guy that's been there, what is this time of year like in an NBA season that is so long?
Yeah, you're starting to reach the dog days of the NBA season right now, where the season is very long, and you got to continue to stay focused and keep your regimen up in terms of your preparation each and every game, what you're doing in practice, how you're taking care of your body physically, and then also the mental aspect is also pretty wearing. So these are definitely the dog days as you start to approach All-Star break, and then once you get outside of or on the backside of All-Star break, you start seeing the playoffs and start really to ramp up. That end of the season, I think, is obviously really important and exciting part of the season, but right now it's definitely the dog days of the season.
Do we have any post-PRP work on the knee of Tyreke Evans to think that now this might be going in the direction that Kevin Pritchard thought it might offensively when they brought him in as a free agent?
That's what they're saying, and the results are there. He's played much better here post PRP. I think he's scoring the ball better. This is what they want to see, provide that scoring punch and that creativity off the bench. He's done better the last couple of weeks. I think he's averaging around 14 points. He's really efficient this weekend here. Had a nice weekend, but hopefully he can stay healthy and continue to produce, because once again, as you get into those playoffs, you're going to need production. Coming off of that bench, but especially scoring the ball alongside Domantas Sabonis and Corey and Joseph and those guys.
So Eddie Gill on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Is this the Miles Turner you expected to see this year? And can you make an argument that he is playing at the level, at least conversationally, halfway through for top-line defensive player of the year? I'm not suggesting he needs the award, but should he at the very least so far halfway through be a part of the conversation?
Yeah, I number one, I did anticipate him having a good season, and I think he's still going to continue to get even better just because of his spirit, his work ethic, and what he puts into the game each and every time out there. But in terms of defensive rim protection, he's right there with any of the top guys you name, Rudy Gobert, Hassan Whiteside. He's right there with any of those guys in terms of his ability to block shots, change shots, and then also do all of those things without getting in foul trouble.
Let's say this too, Eddie. Oftentimes, confidence is a big deal. I mean, really it is across the board. But with Miles, confidence, I think, leads to a focus and an aggressiveness that sometimes he just doesn't have without it. Where's this start with him? Is it aggressiveness first into confidence, or confidence into becoming an aggressive individual player out there?
I think, there's nothing that replaces confidence for anyone. Doing anything, if you don't have confidence, it's going to be hard to be successful at it. And sometimes when Miles has gotten himself into trouble or hasn't performed at the level that he's capable of, is when he's out there a little bit tentative, doing a little guesswork out there versus just if he has a shot, he takes a shot, or if he has a slower big on him, he drives it, or just going to being attacking in an attack mode throughout the entire game. To answer your question, I think his confidence can lead to a greater amount of aggression, and I think we've seen that happen throughout the season.
You played the position. How impressed have you been with what Corey Joseph has brought up until now off the bench? Because I think he's been even better most of the season than what we even thought we were going to get. You agree?
Yeah, Corey Joseph is one of my favorite players in the NBA, and he has been even since his time with the Spurs. Obviously moving on to the Raptors and now with the Pacers. He's a guy, if something happens with your starter, you plug him into the starting lineup and you don't miss a beat. I think coming off the bench, he's able to provide some spark off the bench with what he does defensively. He really changes the game on that end of the floor. And then also he's a great creator on the offensive end of the floor too, keeping pressure on the opposing team's defense. Creates a lot of opportunities for Domas. I think they have a great bond out there in their pick and roll game and dribble handoff game. You see Sabonis a lot of times finishing at the rim off of passes from Corey, but Corey's a really good point guard. I like what he does out there. I love his energy, and also he has great ability to knock down open three-point shots too.
It's Eddie Gill. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. So the Raptors in town coming up on Wednesday, and it's one of those prove it to you, I guess, types of games too. But at least, the Pacers felt good. Pacer fans felt good about what they saw from Vic, and it looked like that you saw Bojan starting to get into a little bit more of a groove after kind of falling at least into a short-term type of rut, which I'm assuming, as you mentioned earlier, is just bound to happen at some point mid-season like this.
Yeah, that's just part of the game. You can even look out at the Golden State Warriors, who everyone obviously puts them on such a pedestal, and they've earned that. And Klay Thompson, his guy is one of the best shooters to ever touch a basketball, and talked about the slump that he was in, throughout the beginning of the season. I'm pretty sure they'd like for him to continue to shoot shots. So, so the Pacers, I think, are in the same boat. When you want Vic to be aggressive and continue to take his shots and create scoring opportunities for himself, and there's no doubt you want Bojan taking open three-point shots, and in some cases you'll take Bojan taking contested threes.
What's funny about that, you mentioned Golden State, and last week, Golden State had a prove-it game for them. I mean, even for Golden State that's been so incredible, high-level, dominant most of the time, they had that prove-it game last week in Denver. So I think every NBA team, as good as you are to whatever is expected out of you, have prove-it games. And, Thursday night was one for the Pacers that clearly they did not pass, and they get another one coming up Wednesday night against the Raptors here.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's definitely games on the calendar, throughout the season where you have to go out there and say, hey, we're going to show what we're about, show what we're capable of. This is definitely one of them. Obviously, I've struggled a little bit about that with that top half of the East, and this is an opportunity to show that you belong there, and that when the playoffs come around, it's going to be really good series, whether you run into a Toronto or a Milwaukee or a Philadelphia, and obviously Boston is there hanging around too. So this is definitely one of those games. This is what the Pacers want to do. Is first opportunity to get a crack at them at home.
So Eddie Gill, you can check him out, Fox Sports Indiana. He and JJ have it for you too, and should be fun coming up on Wednesday when the Raptors are in town. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Always a pleasure, my friend. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Eddie Gill with us. I thought last night, hopefully you might have seen Vic climb out of that rut that he was in, hopefully. Because he did some things going to the basket, did some things shooting the basketball that made you feel good about it. Everybody's talking about the Miles Turner block of Marvin Williams last night, which was impressive. How many boards did he have? 14, 15, I think, last night? Yeah, he and Sabonis together. Pretty damn good right there.
Yeah, 15 boards last night.
There you go. Anybody making the argument at all? I mean, how about just a part of a conversation for Defensive Player of the Year? What, the Pacers are the number one defense? Are they still the number one defense in the NBA? Yeah. Could you make that argument for Miles? Considering what they've looked like defensively when he's been out. And I know nobody wants to do that because all anybody wants to do is kind of complain about him most of the time. But anybody giving him any credit at all? No? Wonderful.
I mean, he's got a really good case at it. He's got a better case than a lot of people in the league. Who else defends the way he does? Kawhi, I mean, but that's every year. You could say that.
Yeah, the every year guys, it's funny. The every year defensive guys, I mean, you can kind of parlay that and keep it going on a run. But when there's a new dude, especially when the team is playing that level defensively, I mean, listen, maybe you can have a conversation, maybe you can't. Just a quick thought. All right, 239-1070. Back to the phones. John is up next. Hello, John. How are you?
What's going on, JMV?
Hello, John.
Hey, man, love the show. Hey, let's talk about these calls. Okay, now, they say on the NFC game that they swallowed the whistle because they didn't want to decide the game with the call. So why didn't they swallow the whistle in the AFC game? Now, if you pay attention to that game, it seemed like that whistle that flag came out kind of late. So maybe they was trying to see what was going to happen, and then because if you really pay attention to football, people line up in the neutral zone a lot. It's not a it's a and look, it's an invisible play. Don't nobody see it but the refs. Because if anybody could see that play, everybody, the entire stadium would have told him to back up. You're in the neutral zone. Or the guy standing next to him would have said, back up. You're in the neutral zone. But it's a question.
Wait, what you're telling me is, John, I think you're equating this to, and we're talking about D Ford lining up into the neutral zone, and you say that was a late flag being thrown, and that was the Brady interception that would have ended the game right there and ended the run for the Patriots. You're making that the equivalent of in the NBA when you go to the hoop and the official waits to call a foul until he sees the basket either go in or not, right? And then blows the whistle when it doesn't go in. Is that what you're equating this to?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Now, look, the only thing I got to say about Bud Light and with the nutrition facts, I got two words, dilly dilly.
My brother. Thank you, John. You call anytime. I'll drink me some Bud Light. I love me some Bud Light. JMV, have you read this? Sonny Gray expected to sign an extension with the Reds as a condition of his trade as far as the Yankees. So Sonny Gray's going from the Yankees to the Reds. What do you think? Sonny Gray, Alex Wood, and that guy I can't remember. What, Ruoff? Is that his name, Roark? Roark. Roark. What do you think about that?
It's better than what they had. That's for damn sure.
Like, I got this last night. You got to be careful what you wish for. I watched the Yankees. Hey, listen. It's not like any Reds fan has had their wish come true since 1990, okay? It's been a while. I'll take it. I'll take some activity, get some arms in there, get some new blood in there, get some talent in there, and have my man Tucker Barnhart and the gang make something special out of Marty Brennaman's final season behind the microphone. That's what needs to happen. I like it. Sonny Gray. I like it.
Still sucks that I won't be able to bet every 4 days against the Reds when Homer Bailey's on the mound.
Jeff Passan says Sonny Gray has been traded to the Reds.
They're making
there
moves.
You go. Get something going. Now you're trying to get something going when the rest of the division's pretty stacked, though, aren't you? You got Milwaukee, you got the Cubs, you got the Cardinals. I mean, you're trying to get it going when the rest of the division is stacked. Hey, make me happy this year, Redlegs. Let's get something going. Marty Brennaman swan song season 2.
Still baseball. Anything could happen.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It's from Jeremiah. Miles Turner is definitely the piece for the Pacers on defense. When he was absent with the injury, it was obvious that he was missed. How did that block not get a smothered chicken from Quinn? You got the call on that block, Tony? Anywhere?
On the Denary call? Yeah, I'll have to find it.
Chris and Quinn. It was a good one last night I was watching. A really good one. I like the Redlegs doing Sonny Gray. I do. Hey, all right, Jack, you're going to lead on the other side. More time for calls, too. Rick Venturi, 5 o'clock hour as well. I've got tickets to give away for Santana and the Doobie Brothers Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center later on this summer, too. I'll explain next.
No problem. Erectile dysfunction? No problem. Premature issues or low testosterone? No problem. We can help. In just one visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, we can treat your erectile dysfunction or premature issues. It's what we do. All day, every day. Stop waiting. Stop being disappointed in your love life. Take action. The doctors at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic offer the latest solutions for male performance issues, and you'll see results in your first visit, or there's no charge. Call 999-9000 to meet with our licensed providers no matter your age or your conditions. Diabetes, no problem. High blood pressure, no problem. Prostate cancer or low testosterone are causing your issue? No problem. We can help. Call Indianapolis Men's Clinic now to schedule your consultation at 999-9000. 999-9000. That's 999-9000. Online at indymensclinic.com, and be sure to ask about their amazing priapus therapy, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic, your key to a better life.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. At Cordell & Cordell, we encourage our clients to participate, to recognize how essential their role in this process is. They've got to be willing to help us help them. And by working jointly in a sort of partnership, we're more likely to get the best possible outcome for our clients. And that's really the standard that our clients can fairly hold us to, is what is the best possible outcome for them. So clients who are facing divorce need to recognize that for them to succeed, they need a partnership between them and their attorney.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122 or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Chad and Tyler Peterman for Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Chad, a lot of people ask me, what makes Peterman special? I think the biggest thing is our goal of making Peterman the best place for each of our team members to work. I couldn't agree more. I think we have found that when we work together as a family, we can continually provide the best service in town and improve the lives of our customers each and every day. Seeing a smile on the customer's face after we've helped them with their heating or plumbing issue is why we do what we do. It's not our vision to be just another heating and plumbing company. It's our mission to become the very best company in our industry for our customers. So, when you call Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, you know we've worked hard to make sure you get the best. It's protection you can trust from a family who truly cares.
Call 859-4270. Call Peterman for heating, cooling, and plumbing. Peterman's the way to go.
Hey, Johnny, for Diamonds Direct, what a great time of year to make sure, let's say 2019 is going to be your year of engagement. Fellas, you do it right. You do it right by going and talking to Brad and the gang at Diamonds Direct, because you're not going to find better deals, better guarantees, quality, clarity. The price is absolutely unmatched by anybody, and the selection nowhere near anything around here is going to be matched. That's why you got one-stop shopping at Diamonds Direct, and this is going to be a big deal for you too. That's why you got to take full advantage of it, especially if 2019 again is going to be your year in engagement. Got to do it upright at the best, and do it at one place, because you don't have to go to 19 different places, because the deal, the guarantee, the prices, the originality, the selection, and the overall look is going to be spectacular. So do it right, and do it at Diamonds Direct. That's Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing.
Dan Dockage here. Thanks to KeyBank, the official banking home of the Indiana Pacers, we can keep making financial progress here and, of course, keep growing basketball here. KeyBank, use the red key, and remember, KeyBank is a member of the FDIC.
Hey, it's JMV, and I'm here with my pal, Darren Andrews from PAI Medical Group. Darren, my results speak for themselves. I absolutely love it, and I know it's because of PAI's exclusive technology.
Thanks, JMV. PAI is now one of only 2 clinics in the entire US to offer the ARTIS robotic FUE and PAI's trademark multi-unit hair grafting, not to mention PRP, platelet-rich plasma.
Outstanding. I had multi-unit hair grafting, and I know that I would not have these kind of results had it not been for the technology. Go to my VIP page and check it out at WeGrowHairIndy.com.
We have the video of your procedure, the photos and videos of your progress. Most men can get more hair in one procedure with multi-unit hair grafting.
It is fantastic, and only a free evaluation can you tell which procedure is right for you. 888-724-5129. WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's 888-724-5129. Tell them JMV sent you. This year, you're going to grow your hair back. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com now.
We bleed blue.
The character of your locker room matters. It matters.
We live and die with our team.
The level of disappointment and the level of care for each other, that's when you know you're getting it right.
They're growing.
Their ability to hold each other accountable.
Stronger.
What are you willing to struggle for?
Building toward a championship.
It's what brings the locker room together.
Your home of the Colts. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Williams down the lane. Met there by...
Oh, my goodness. Way to get him,
Miles Turner with the block. Pacers to the win over Charlotte. Chris Denary, Quinn Buckner. Fox Sports Indiana with the call last night. Pacers off until they get the Raptors coming up on Wednesday night. 6:30 pregame right there. Butler Villanova, 6:30 coming up tomorrow night here. High school hoopage city tournament semifinals. Game 1 tonight, Cathedral Ritter. Game 2, Addix and Howe. Heard right here. Greg Rakestraw, Bob Lovell with the call for you. JMV, I'm watching you on YouTube right now. Do you talk with your hands even when the camera isn't on the radio? Probably a lot, yes. And I've noticed this. Lainey talks with her hands all the time. That is a true damn story right there. It's from Nate Thomas. Hey, JMV, what realistic moves could the Pacers make to get better? I don't know what realistic moves might be out there. Now, we asked the question to J. Michael, the star, on Friday's show, and he didn't think that there was a lot out there that you could go get, and his expectation was this team just get better by virtue of what it has or improving with what it has on the roster. That doesn't mean they're not looking. That doesn't mean there's not the opportunity. But you know, as far as what you hear might be on the block or might be gettable right now, it's not a who's who of anything that's going to thrill you. But we asked that question to Jay Michael on Friday, and he said he didn't, at this moment, didn't really expect anything. So we shall see. JMV, don't touch your nose. Some a-hole will screenshot it. Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. YouTube channel is 1070 The Fan. Yeah, listen, sometimes you just got to pick your nose. Seriously. Sports Goob writes this. What about Dennis Smith Jr.? What about Dennis Smith Jr., who is supposed to be on the block, and then Rick Carlisle said over the weekend that he wants him there, and obviously with Doncic and his rise to fame and the fact that apparently Dennis Smith Jr. and Rick Carlisle don't get along, what about Dennis Smith Jr., Tony? Yes or no? I would probably give it a big old no right now.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get. He had a pretty good season, but now maybe Doncic has slowed him up a little bit. I would probably just go ahead and stay away with it. I mean, I think, and I don't really care about what some people say, but don't screw it up unless it's somebody that everybody wants to be there, and you're not going to give up too much for it. So I'd say stay away as well.
Are we kind of getting on the Evans wagon a little bit right now? Is there a little bit of belief, or is it just a fleeting belief? Because it's really the first time he's put together some games together. You feeling better about it? Did I just say put together some games together, which sounds stupid as hell?
I am feeling better about him. I don't know if it was the PRP or what. I mean, you could probably directly relate it to that, but what he's got double figure scoring in his last, 7 in a row? Including 20 in that blowout win over Phoenix. Hey, I want to ask you this. You remember there was this time last year we had Domantas Sabonis on, and we were complaining that he doesn't get the calls that he deserves. Are we feeling the same way towards Bojan right now? I feel Bojan's knocked on his ass more than he's not, and he doesn't get any damn calls.
Well, he got mad last night.
Yeah.
Now, I think that he would be one that would start flopping if I gave him that advice. Remember I told and Sabonis, we had him on at the beginning of the season, and he remembered me offering up that advice of, hey, start flopping a little bit. I told Pritchard that, and Pritchard thought I was crazy, I think.
He's got that hook working right now.
Well, he does. He did go to it a couple of times last night and left it short.
But he also did like a little Euro step and buried the one.
Yeah, I don't know right now if I feel it's necessary. And here's part of the reason why. I don't feel it's necessary because I don't know who might be. There's really not anything out there that, from what you've heard, is, well, you got to go out and get because that's going to make you better. What do they need, a 3? Another 3 maybe? Another 3 off the bench just in case kind of guy? Do you feel you need something like that now? I guess it is in terms of if you believe in the direction Tyreke Evans is going with this group. Is this a team right now that you feel that, hey, it's going to get better just by getting better as a team and not going out and trying to bring somebody else in? Yes or no?
You know who I would really like, and I'm not sure that because he's already been traded once this year.
Who's that?
Would be Robert Covington. He's a great defender.
I do like him too, I would agree. Shoots a 3.
I know he's been banged up and hasn't played the last couple games, but
shoots the 3.
I would like to see him here. Yes, he's
that
28.
Would work. That would work for me too.
But I think it would work. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's happy. I haven't really heard anything. But he was traded.
And they're not tripping the light fantastic in Minnesota, are they?
Not at all.
JMV at 1070thefan.com. Why can't NFL games have officials in a room somewhere review every play via replay in the sense of a normal routine? Well, I mean, unless they do, I think, right? I mean, not like the NBA, but they do communicate with, in the case of yesterday, Cleat. They communicate with Cleat. If they see what they believe is a wrong call, signal the head official in the field by electronic signal or message via headphone to review the play. It's pretty simple and will eliminate bad calls. I think what they're going to go to, Bob, they're just going to end up going to final 2 minutes. They're going to be able to look at everything, right? Because that's what matters, right? The final 2 minutes, what matters to everybody. Let's face it, if that crap happens with 8 minutes to go, nobody's really caring. But that happens final 2 minutes of a game, especially in this case. JMV, I'm feeling better about both Evans and Vic. It looks like Vic is starting to get out of his slump. Are we feeling better about Tyreke Evans right now? It's my question. Jack is at 239-1070. Jack, hello.
Hey, JMV. Hey, this is going to be about Belichick. I know you got Rick Venturi's coming up here in about a half an hour. I wonder if you would ask him, I mean, he used to work for Belichick. What does Belichick do, or what kind of talents does he possess that these other head coaches don't have? Because he's not doing this with luck and smoke and mirrors. I mean, there's got to be a method to this madness of his success. So if you would do that, I would greatly appreciate it. But
I will.
But after they win the Super Bowl, and they will win the Super Bowl, I don't think any of us are fooling ourselves. So I got a way to get rid of him from the AFC. I think his agent, after they win the Super Bowl, should call every owner on the AFC and say, hey, you write Bill a check for $1 million and he will retire. He'll walk away with $16 million and we're done with him. And then the beauty of this, JMV, is the Weasel would probably get promoted to head coach and we can watch him just single-handedly destroy the franchise. So I'll hang up and listen. Okay?
Thank you for the call. The Weasel. Yeah, it's funny. I said this last week when I was comparing all the teams that remain, and really I was comparing the teams in the postseason in general. I said, hey, you got these teams. This is what they have. They have a quarterback on a rookie scale. You can add a lot financially for that. These teams don't, blah, blah, blah. And then, well, what about New England? And I said, well, New England's on a different plane. Well, wait a minute. What do you mean on a different plane? That doesn't make sense. They are. I mean, they're their own thing. And it's Belichick doing what Belichick has done over the years. It is a system, and you plug and you play. And you plug those in that do not make mistakes. Like I was thinking, anybody else thinking that Jackson in the secondary? I mean, he had 3 penalties in the second half, and I'm thinking, how much longer is this guy going to be on this team? But just plug and play. I mean, it's almost like it's the same players, right, for the most part with these guys, but you just change numbers and the back of the jersey, the name on the back changes, and that's it. It is incredible. My man Tom Edwards is watching us on YouTube right now. Thanks, Tom. Tom's down at Cook Incorporated down in Monroe County. Shout out to Tom. YouTube.com, by the way, the 1070 The Fan channel. JMV, I heard your thoughts a little bit earlier on IU. I completely agree. To me, you give Purdue more credit. Everybody's just wanting to whine about IU. They don't play hard. They don't care. They don't care about this, don't care about that. What about the candy stripes and the candy? Purdue just worked them. I mean, IU looked terrible again. IU can't shoot it a lick. See, you're going to have days like this when you can't shoot it a lick. It hurts to watch these guys shoot. When you're leaning on your shot maker on Saturday being Justin Smith, it hurts. Hurts. You can't count on anybody making a shot. I mean, the perimeter 3, forget about it. Romeo was gagging really bad. Free throw line. Yeah, nobody's going to tell you that. Oh, no, it didn't get to him. He was gotten to. But I give Purdue a little bit more credit. I mean, Purdue was just solidly and definitely a better team. It's always about, especially when you get IU and Purdue, it's always about what IU can't do and shouldn't do. And you got to go back to 1985 or something. It was just Purdue. Purdue was just that much better. They were just that much better. So give Purdue credit. I can't lie, though. I mean, listen to everybody whine and cry about IU basketball. It's entertaining as hell. What everybody out there could do better. Here's what I would do. I would stop my foot. They'd be running stair laps. Yeah, okay. This is what I would do. That always makes me laugh. I will say this, though. This is going down a path in which Archie is going to have some big-time issues. I mean, I guess it's okay in year number 2 to say, well, it's still year number 2. You get any more looks like this, especially offensively, where you're so terrible and you have a so-called lottery selection that scores 4 points and stands around a hell of a lot, kind of waiting for something to happen, waiting to do something. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years going to seem like 5 to a lot of IU fans around here if you're not careful. I mean, you're going down a slippery slope right now, no matter how many years you've been there. Just the way that it is. It's the way that it is now. JMV, what's Glenn Robinson III doing in Detroit? He could be a 3 off the bench. I don't think he's doing anything in Detroit right now, is he? Has he been injured still?
He's played like 3 minutes this month.
Yeah, I think he was injured, and yeah, he's getting no clock. Detroit. All right, quick break. We'll come back. Hey, John, on the other side, we'll talk a little Pacers with you. Rick Venturi, 5 o'clock hour. Doobie Brothers, Tony Santana.
Yep.
I still think I still have a pair of tickets, right, to see the Who.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so.
Hell's bells. I got to send that out just a little bit, too. Is there anything else I'm missing here? I feel like I'm missing something. Am I missing something?
Yeah, go to break so I can show you this.
Should I do some more whining? I need to whine some more. Anybody want me to whine some more? Hey, let's whine. 239-1070. Other side. IU whine. 239-1070. Other side next.
Museum by Moonlight at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis is back Saturday, February the 23rd. Register to win a pair of tickets online now, 1070thefan.com.
All right, let's be honest. Things have a way of breaking at the most inopportune times. You know, cars in rush hour, furnaces on the coldest day of winter. Yeah, it's JMV for 1 hour heating and air conditioning at 855-1-HOUR. Don't let that happen to you. But if it does, call my friends at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. They will send out an expert technician and help you determine what is going on with your system. Now, I've been told this. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but they tell me a furnace's lifespan is usually around 16 years, give or take there. So if that's maybe the ballpark in which you've had your furnace, get it checked. Get the technicians over there and make sure everything is running fantastically and efficiently. That's going to save you money and keep you warm this winter. And you get 100% satisfaction in a guarantee. That's my friends at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. That's 855-1-HOUR. 855-1-HOUR today and get a new HVA system for just $88 a month. 855-1-HOUR. Tell them JMV sent you.
Dan Dockett here. I want you to start the new year off right with 20/20 Vision from 20/20 Institute. I've been telling you about my life-changing LASIK experience with 20/20 Institute. It was really safe, it was painless, and it worked. 20/20 Institute is a local company with a highly experienced local surgeon, Dr. Zay. This is one New Year's resolution you can keep, and it will change your life. Visit 20/20 Indy now to book your complimentary consultation. That's 2020indy.com.
After a record-breaking year at Diamonds Direct, we just want to say thank you for your support, your confidence, your trust. It's never something we take for granted, and we pledge to work even harder in the new year to exceed your expectations. And for 2019 at Diamonds Direct, we're expanding our selection once again with an even larger inventory of hand-picked diamonds. These are precious 100% natural stones created literally billions of years ago deep in the center of the earth. Real, rare diamonds with lasting and proven value, offered at the guaranteed best price in America. Plus, we've expanded our selection of one-of-a-kind designer jewelry, the latest fashion-forward pieces you won't find anywhere else. If you're getting engaged or celebrating a special anniversary this year, come let us share our passion for diamonds. Let us show you how to identify real value, and let us help you make the most of this remarkable moment in your life. Diamonds Direct, offering the unique blend of uncompromising luxury and unbeatable value. Come discover the remarkable combination for yourself. Get details, directions, and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
White Castle presents Party Food Fouls.
Hey guys, brought some nachos.
Personal foul, soggy snack.
Well, I also brought wings.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, cliche snack.
All right, dude, what do you want?
The ruling is 20 White Castle original sliders for $10 is the best call.
Get 20 original sliders for $10, in-app or online only, at White Castle. Limited time only, tax not included, at participating castles. Cheese and bacon extra, sold in quantities of 20.
An unreliable network can cost you money. That's why you need Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast, And we go beyond fast with the complete reliability of 4G LTE backup, which means that even if something like construction knocks out the power, you can still upload that presentation and not take a hit to your company's bottom line. For a limited time, switch to Comcast Business and get an amazing deal on fast, reliable internet. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for EcoBill and automatic payment. Just one more way Comcast Business goes beyond other providers. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offer ends 1/31/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra. Subject to change. Connection Pro backup limited up to 6 hours and requires Comcast Business Internet. Offer price requires EcoBill. Pay for this billing and auto pay through Comcast Business My Account.
Come to Shane Company for a Valentine's Day gift that will make her smile. Hi, I'm Tom Shane.
And I'm Christy. Every day, I help customers at our store find romantic gifts, like our new and exclusive heart-shaped necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and rings, created by our design team.
One of my favorites is our delicate heart-shaped necklace, accented with diamonds on a fine Italian chain. Choose either 14-karat white, yellow, or rose gold for $265.
Shane Company has the largest selection of gifts with red, the traditional color of Valentine's Day, like our heart pendant with red garnet for $135, or our gorgeous pendant with a heart-shaped ruby for $515.
We have hearts for every woman's taste, from classic to modern.
And why not give her a heart on Valentine's Day? She's already given you hers.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. If you're considering buying a home in 2019, it's time to get serious. You never know when that perfect house is going to hit the market. Inventory is still low and the competition is going to be fierce. How do you get a leg up? By being pre-approved at thehomeloanexpert.com. Same-day pre-approvals, lower rates, and we can get you closed in 14 days without all the headaches and hassles. The 5-minute loan approval only available at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Butler hosts defending national champion Villanova tomorrow evening at 6:30 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Thank you for joining us. I so appreciate it. JMV at 1070thefan.com. JMV, did you hear Max Kellerman this morning say that Tom Brady is washed up? He just got lucky. Now, I got lucky because I wouldn't watch 1 second of that crap. That's how I'm lucking out. I don't need to hear Max Kellerman. I don't need to hear Stephen A. Smith or any of that bull crap. Ugh. Or Rex Ryan. I do like Orlovsky. Rex Ryan and Mike Greenberg. I mean, could they make me more nauseous with a combination than that right there? I mean, it's just complete and, I mean, how do I not puke if I were watching that? Mike Greenberg, Rex Ryan, and Adam Schefter. There's no way I'm not barfing. Oh, Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan takes shots at Bill Belichick. That's classic. It's from Peter. JMV, I enjoyed your comments regarding IU basketball fans freaking out with the current state of affairs. Even though they've won the state recruiting lottery, they still can't seem to overcome a little road game adversity. Just more of the same misery. That's part of it. It looks like more of the. It does look like more of the same. It looks like some of the similar characteristics that everybody didn't like Tom Crean for. It does. And, you know, to say that people aren't going to start pointing the finger at the head coach, even though it's year number 2, that is completely inaccurate. Or you just don't live in the same era of sports and college and pro than what the rest of us do. From Jason Bush, Rex Ryan takes shots of brown gravy, I bet. They got Rex Ryan, Mike Greenberg, and Adam Schefter on the same screen. I mean, really, I like Orlovsky too, but it takes away from Orlovsky. But no, Max Kellerman, come on. I mean, some of these guys, and that's just hot take central. I mean, you get it often around here too, right? I mean, hot take central. It's Tom Brady's been washed up for how many years? Yeah, he didn't look too washed up yesterday. I mean, even if D Ford doesn't line up in the neutral zone, I mean, that was off the fingertips of Gronk. It would have been more about Gronk being washed up than it was about Brady. Somebody's got to be washed up, right? Who's washed up? Is Breeze washed up now? No. Because 2 officials swallowed their whistles and didn't throw a flag? I mean, somebody's got to be washed up, right? Who's been washed up? Hot takes. That has got to wear you out day after day. I mean, you've seen what it's done to Stephen A. Smith. I mean, my man makes just incredible errors all the time, and it can happen. Don't get me wrong. I mean, hell, we do here. It's a good thing I don't keep tabulations of our mistakes, or in this case, my mistakes, because Tony doesn't make mistakes. But that's what happened. I mean, you start just throwing all this crap out there just for the sake of what you're supposed to do with hot takes, and then you forget about what you're having a hot take about.
And then you change your opinion on it because then
you change your opinion, which that happens a great deal around here. This is what I told you yesterday. This is what I'm going to tell you today. Let's go, John, at 239-1070. John, go ahead.
Hey, John. Hey, real quick.
Yes.
Part of Oladipo's slump, do you think he's still a little lingering from his knee injury? Do you think his knee still bothers him a little bit? Or, because, I mean, there was rumored that he was going to sit the rest of December out, and then they brought him back, I think, before Christmas. And I didn't know if maybe his knee is still hurting him. That's why he's in the
I would say, John, to answer your question, that there's probably a little bit of truth to that. Even though he's not going to cop to it. He's just not. Yeah. And he didn't. He said, if I'm injured, I wouldn't be playing. But soreness, I don't know if you want to go to injured, but soreness, it looks like that something like that certainly is playing or had played a role in that.
Okay. Will do. Hey, have a good day, man.
John, thank you. Patrick, before the top of the hour, what do you say?
Yeah, I was just curious of what's going on with Green Bay Packers and the head coach ordeal. I haven't heard anything besides Chuck Pagano being interviewed on social media.
No, Matt LaFleur is their head coach. Yeah, they hired the next Sean McVay, like everybody else is doing.
Really?
Yeah, everybody's hiring the next Sean McVay.
Oh, okay.
Except for Tampa Bay, who didn't. They didn't hire the next Sean McVay in Tampa Bay. But normally that's been protocol, going after the young, great offensive mind out there, and that's where the Packers went.
Right. Okay, I was just curious. I haven't heard anything.
Gotcha, Patrick. I just shut my own mic off. See, look at that. I was trying to hang up the phone, and then I shut my mic off. JMV, didn't Max Kellerman run the vacation joint in Dirty Dancing? That always makes me laugh. Tony, do you want me to break here?
Yeah.
Give me a hot tease here. Give me a hot tease that we're sure to forget about and do a complete 180 come tomorrow.
Coming up next, is this Tom or excuse me, hold on. Coming up next with Rick Venturi, we'll ask him if he thinks this is the best job Bill Belichick has done with the washed-up Tom Brady.
Would I trade 2 number 1s for Antonio Brown? We'll ask Rick Venturi that next.
There's never an excuse for missing anything on The Fan. 1070 The Fan on connected devices and smart speakers. 1070thefan.com. 1070 The Fan app on iTunes and the Google Play Store. For a full list, go to 1070thefan.com/listen. Plus, you can listen to all the shows by subscribing to the podcast. Take us anywhere and everywhere you go. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. Your home for indie sports.
Hey, Dan Dockich here with Casey Marks of Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. Casey, tell us a little bit about Crown Haven Wealth Advisors.
We get that our clients are unique, so each client deserves a unique plan. You deserve more than an advisor's best guess. Crown Haven can guarantee your retirement future. With Crown Haven, your savings will never be eaten away by hidden fees or sales commissions, and you'll never have the chance of losing everything due to matters completely out of your control. You'll get a competitive return on your money without the fear of losing it.
Look, I know I sleep very well at night knowing that my money is safe and growing for a future that I and my family can truly rely on.
After all, Dan, this isn't just money. It's your life.
Do what I did. Put Casey to work for you by calling Crown Haven Wealth Advisors at 844-896-SAFE. That's 844-896-7233 or online at crownhaven.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Is buying a new home your 2019 New Year's resolution? We'll make that dream come true at thehomeloanexpert.com. We'll get you pre-approved the day you call in, lower mortgage rates, and we can close in as little as 14 days without all those headaches and hassles. Find out why so many of the area's top realtors trust the Home Loan Expert team. Get pre-approved today. The 5-minute loan approval only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Here are a few quick divorce tips that we provide our clients. Number 1, don't move out of your house just because your wife tells you to. Remember, that's your house too. And number 2, don't blow through the financial statements that you file with the court. These are key exhibits and they often make or break your case. And number 3, watch the social networking. Expect your wife's lawyer to do a thorough online search. And incidentally, this is a two-way street. Now, a bonus tip. Partner with your attorney in assembling evidence. You're one of the 2 leading experts on your life and marriage. Your attorney needs your input to achieve your goals. And finally, talk to your attorney before taking action. Good luck.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Visit online at CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Hey, how about those windows? How are they doing right now? Do you have windows that are leading to cold air coming in your home? Then not only are you not warm or as warm as you should be in your house, but your energy bills are on the rise too. Seriously. Universal Windows Direct for Super Spacer technology, which will keep the cold air out, the warm air in, and they look fantastic out in front of your home. I'm telling you, you will love them. And right now, there's a great deal going on. Every window you buy, you get the next one free and 0% financing for 36 months. Call my friends at Universal Windows Direct today. Some restrictions do apply, but let them get back to you and really get the windows that you have needed for a long time with some great deals at 317-547-2600. That's universalwindowsdirect.com. 317-547-2600. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis.
Are you going to wait another year to do something about your thinning hair? Hey, it's JMV. Trust me, it's only going to get worse. Call PAI right now, 888-724-5129. Talk to my friend Darren Andrews, the clinic director from PAI Medical Group. He's got a unique perspective. He's actually gone through the procedure.
Thanks, JMV. Like all of us, I wanted the best solution for my hair loss, and that's what motivates us at PAI. We want what you want, the best technology and great results.
Here's the thing I like, too. Guys like you, Darren, you've been through the procedure, so you know what happens. You've seen it before.
That's right. Come in and see the results of our ARTIS robotic FUE, our multi-unit hair grafting, and our PRP, platelet-rich plasma.
And the evaluation is absolutely free. This year, you have nothing to lose but more hair. Again, the number, 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com. Go to my VIP page and see my results. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com right now.
It's the morning after featuring Jeff Saturday. Everything you need to know about the Colts game the day before. Only on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV. FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan.
Hey, they're not a sponsor of the show, but by God, they should be. I'm drinking coffee from Speedway right now. You can see that at youtube.com. 1070 The Fan channel, where Tony S. Myers says this. JMV, please enable the chat feature on YouTube. Tony is enabling the chat feature right now. No, not shh, but chat. Ch, not shh. There's probably a shh feature there, too. This is the chat feature. Hey, JMV, don't forget Teddy Bruschi on your list of Oh, God, Teddy Bruschi. He makes me nauseous, too. He's the talking version of Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Andrew in Birmingham, Alabama. Wonderful. That is wonderful. Hey, JMV, I have to say Tony Romo has done a fantastic job with CBS. Tony Romo, why doesn't somebody hire Tony Romo to be the defensive coordinator? If he knows what's coming, there's your DC right there. Did you see down the stretch in that game last night at Arrowhead? He had 3-4 consecutive calls. Somebody hire him as your defensive coordinator. Rick Venturi and a smidge, JMV at 1070thefan.com from Brian after watching his performance on Saturday night in the Rockets-Lakers game. TJ Leaf pick instead of Kyle Kuzma 2 years ago, maybe keeping the Pacers out of the NBA Finals. Yeah, TJ Leaf. Everybody's still kind of waiting on that, aren't you? Yeah, that's true. I don't know if it's going to keep him out of the NBA Finals, but Kyle Kuzma is doing work. Kuzma, Vic, Turner, Sabonis would be an amazing combination. Do you think that TJ Leaf is ever going to be a productive NBA player outside of garbage time? Tony, what do you think? Kind of waiting on it. I don't know. I wouldn't put money on it right now, Brian. I'm not putting money on it.
No.
Not
Sorry,
putting money on
no. I wanted John Collins. Didn't happen. No.
John Collins does work and breaks Miles' nose. Kyle Kuzma didn't work.
I mean, here's the thing, and I hate to say this, and it's probably ripping the guy, but if TJ Leaf would be to release tomorrow, who's picking him up? And the answer is nobody. So, I don't.
You're anti-TJ Leaf.
I'm not anti the guy. I wish he played well. He just looks lost when he's out there.
Not a lot going on for sure.
I'm sure he's a nice guy and he's great to work with and all that stuff, but it's just not working.
Hey, by the way, afternoon NBA is going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, I think, right now. Bucks a winner over the Mavericks. Wizards over the Pistons. Bulls on the road over the Cavaliers. Who in the world watched that? Thunder 127-109 over the Knicks. And you got late in the fourth now. Magic 103, Hawks 94. Kings trailing the Nets 74-66. 7 minutes to go in the third from Brooklyn. You got a triple header, I think, on TNT later on tonight. Oh, joy. I get to watch the Rockets tonight. Woo! All right, let me flip a coin. Yes. I get to watch the Rockets or I get to watch Kansas and Iowa State.
Both.
Hey,
Both will be highly entertaining.
God. Seriously, if I had a choice between watching the Rockets and the Sixers, I hate both those teams too so much. Iowa State and Kansas, or Max Kellerman, Mike Greenberg, Rex Ryan, Teddy Bruschi, and Adam Schefter all on the set at once.
Who is the most entertaining player to watch in the NBA right now, John?
Entertaining?
Yep.
Oh, man. Come on. Antetokounmpo?
I'll hang up and wait for you to answer.
No, because you want me to say stinking James Harden. I can't do it.
It is
James
Harden.
Should, and I know that I blind myself every day. I should love it. This is exactly what I want in a player. Not a great deal of defense. Shooting, really, I mean, absolutely the greenest of green lights we've ever seen before. Serious, from anywhere. Step back threes. I mean, you got his signature move, but I just can't get with it. Can't do it. Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline. Our friend is back too. Rick Venturi joins us. Brought to you by the District Tap. I can't do it, Rick. I can't.
Well, you guys are cynical. I think Tony's been listening to me too long on personnel, man. He's getting hard. I tell you what I did while you guys were talking NBA. I stayed up the other night and watched Boogie come. I was amazed at Boogie with the the San Francisco Warriors. Or Golden State Warriors. They will be San Francisco again, though. But I mean, I can't believe how good he looked in that first game.
Yeah, you know what? Things should open up for him because you got to make a choice defensively, right? I mean, you got all these guys to guard, and three's better than two, and then you factor him in.
They've never had that. They've really never had it. And the thing about him, what you forget. And he'll be hungry as hell with these guys to win a championship. But I mean, he starts the game about the third time down. He stuffs it, and then he turns around about the fifth time down and drains a three. I mean, I was like, wow.
Demetrius Jefferson chimes in too about somebody that's entertaining to watch, and he's right. Paul George has been really entertaining. I just can't bring myself to say it because it still makes me a little nauseous. But he has been.
Yeah, I would have probably picked Giannis because I'm with you. Harden, yeah. I mean, there's something about Harden. It's hard for me to warm up to him. I mean, he gets about 1,000 points, but I don't know. It's interesting because I get cranked up now because what the NBA is my recreation. Now I now watch games for fun. I no longer watch them as a scientist other than one more.
Well, I want to start, if you wouldn't mind, with New England because of your connection with Belichick.
Wow, yeah.
What's amazing about that is Van Noy, Ninkovich, Vrabel, Jamie Collins. I mean, it's just the names on the back that change. His system is so precision. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like that. I mean, maybe going all the way back to the wooden days at UCLA, but this is just a different animal altogether. Where do you start with his system being so good? And when was the last time, if ever, he was out-coached or out-systemed?
I don't know. That might be a never, honestly. I've known him for so long. I knew him before. Really, he became an icon. A lot of that stuff was there. I think one of his strengths is, somebody said it today, I think it was Louis Riddick or somebody said today that, his system is like water. It's undefinable. You can't systematize him, and that's what makes him so good, and that's what makes them so good late in the year. I said it back when we played him in the fifth week, and that was a little different. We played him on a short week. But I said, if you're going to get Bill, you've got to get him early because what he does is he grows with his personnel as the year goes on. He knows what he wants, and what he has is a bunch of good players on defense. He doesn't have the dynamic players. I think probably the best player on the team is Gilmore, without question, the corner. But, he's got a pretty good secondary, although he almost lost the game with 27 there at the end. I mean, if they'd had any more time, if they'd got the ball back, I think Mahomes would have just kept going at him. But Flowers, he's gotten great football out of Van Noy. He's got a lot of interchangeable parts.
Lawrence Guy's been there forever, the former Colts player, for goodness sake. Hey, how many Colts do they have? They have
my God.
Simon Guy, Dorsett,
big half a sack.
And then Ramon Humber, who made that defensive play on special teams as a former Colts player.
I know. But you know what he does, though? The thing with him is, though, he'll take a player, and that player has a special fit for him, and he won't ask him to do an ounce more. And everybody's a compliment, particularly on offense. On offense, he really runs two offenses. I've said that forever. It's a hammer and shot offense. And that's where Sony Michel has played so well. And then it's that open triangle. And usually the open triangle, with the Edelmans and Gronkowski and White, is about 75% of the offense, and the hammer shot's about 25%. But what Bill evolved this year, and he's constantly evolving, he's never locked into a system, is that thing's gone much closer to 50-50. I mean, he saw that he had some issues. Gronkowski wasn't quite, even though he played good yesterday, he's still not quite the burst player he was. And, he drafted Michel. And, if you look at it, I mean, they going into that game, and through their last three games, including the first playoff game, they were averaging almost 168 yards a game rushing. And I think that was a little-known factor. And, that meant so much because they came out early and gashed. I mean, they ended up 5-24, 36 first downs, 43 minutes of possession at Kansas City, for God's sakes. But I think the strength is that what he does is in the off season, in the mini camps and the training camps, he puts in volumes of football to be reconsidered later. But when he gets into the season, what he does is he gets totally game specific. And so, like on defense, he is going to take something away. That's why because of his influence on me, I get intolerant to oversimple schemes and non-specific stuff. I mean, Tyreek Hill got 36 yards yesterday. That's what he got. He got 36 yards, okay? He pressed him all day. He gave him different rushes. Now, that didn't mean you were going to stop that kid because that kid is phenomenal at quarterback. That ceiling is higher than the sky with him, to be honest with you. But, I mean, you saw a sophisticated, tough, pressing man-to-man defense with a lean towards Tyreek Hill every single down. And so at the end of the day, there was no Tyreek Hill. I mean, and, it's hard for them to win without that. And then they pressed the hell out of Kelsey. They didn't care where he was. They pressed the hell out of him. And then they used a bunch of different mixes. Now, he could come and play the Rams totally different. I mean, totally different. And that's the strength of him. Same way offensively, even though he has a two-headed monster on offense, but the emphasis comes by game and what you have. I mean, see, Kansas City was misleading against us because we just didn't post up, and so we never could test their running game because we were down. So, we were down 28-7 or whatever it was at the half, and we never really got the carries. And they came out and did just the opposite. They took it right to them, and they got the lead, even though Kansas City came back and, easily could have won the game. But, they went in there and dominated, and then they were able to run the ball. I mean, Michelle's well over 100. I mean, 526. But then I think the strength of it, and I think this may be one of his finest hours, to be honest with you, because I just every time I look at him, I say, my God, they're just not that dominating, but they just keep doing it. When Jerry Kramer, a name out of the past, Hall of Fame offensive guard of the Green Bay Packers in that wonderful late 50s, 60s run, he wrote the book Run the Daylight, and then he wrote several books on Lombardi. And he made mention of, and this reminded me of that. That's why I'm going back on this. He said that if anybody that's old enough to remember the Ice Bowl when they beat Dallas in that sub-zero weather, and they went down and Bart Starr runs the famous Green Bay or famous quarterback sneak, but they go down with a bunch of guys like Mercine. They don't even have Horning and Taylor, Mercine and Anderson and those guys. I mean, they were depleted, but they went to the length of the field in terrible conditions and won the game. And Jerry Kramer said that drive right there typifies the Lombardi method. When it was on the line and the discipline had to be there, they had it. And I thought as much as any time that I can remember, and of course you guys remember a lot more shootouts with the Colts than I do because I was not here, but that last drive of the fourth quarter and the overtime drive exclamation point, to me, defined the discipline, the style of Bill Belichick. I mean, and Tom Brady. I mean, John, they went 5 for 5 on third down in the fourth quarter in the overtime, and 3 of them were 3rd and 10. I mean, it's just you got in a situation where you had no margin for error, and you knew damn well if you gave it up to Mahomes, I mean, they were going to win it, And yet it's so amazing in this game how a couple plays, one by the officials and one by D. Ford, so changed the outlook and because of that changes the whole result and the perspective of the game. If D. Ford doesn't jump off sides, Brady all of a sudden has a 3-interception game. Chiefs go on to the Super Bowl, and you're probably saying he's on the decline. You know what I'm saying?
And certainly Gronkowski would be he'd be the one that'd be done because that was a deflection off of his fingertips.
And what I'm saying is I can't remember when a couple plays define a result that changes so much the perspective. Now we're looking at what legends are made of, and it could just very easily be. And you know, I mean, to line up off sides is just inexcusable. I mean, if you jump the gun, that's inexcusable, but it can happen. I mean, if you get a bad play, and of course, you know, then again, you know, I had so many horses. I actually need a couple weeks to get ready for the Super Bowl because I was exhausted last night because I actually had a lot of horses in the fight here in the race, and I felt so bad. In one way, I felt so bad for the New Orleans Saints fans, to be honest with you, because with them you have to live there to understand it. It's a life to them. It's life. It isn't just their team. It's their existence. I mean, it's the most impoverished state in the country, and yet you can't get a seat at Baton Rouge on a Saturday, and you can't get a seat in the Mercedes Dome on Sunday. I mean, you can't. And they have nothing. I mean, it's their lifeblood, you know. And you know, and I at the same time, you have to stop them. I mean, you have to win. But just an absolute horrific play. I mean, the guys doing that should never officiate another game, even in the AAU, in my opinion. But then on the other hand, you know, I have a lot of friends in the Rams front office and guys that have, you know, battled around. I was there a lot when some of those guys were drafted, and I watched a lot of them. And so it was and I will say this about the Rams. I'm really going to say that. They really, and I think I texted you a couple times during the game, they really impressed me in that they never gave in. You know, I mean, they were playing against all odds, and that place is just crazy. I mean, there's just nothing like it. I've coached in it. I've loved it because of what they could do for you on defense. And the Rams just never gave in. They could have broken a million times. I mean, Sean has the guts, and I don't know what you call it, cojones, you know, on that fake punt, which, I mean, if he misses it, you know, they're going home. If he misses it, it's probably, you know, it's going to be 3 scores and out. And, you know, then just the way they played, the way Goff played, I thought he validated himself. It was kind of an interesting day. It was a great day for some of the old veterans like Belichick and Brady and Wade Phillips. I thought Wade Phillips did a great job. I mean, at the end of the day, Michael Thomas has 36 yards. I mean, who would have thought at the end of that day that Tyreek Hill and Michael Thomas have 72 yards? And then Gurley, not because of the defense, just because of the day, has 13. I mean,
my guy C.J. Anderson was getting How about my guy? That's who I wanted the Colts to sign forever earlier this year.
I know. I mean, it was. But I mean, and then you have you had the kind of a testament to the old. The Patriot gang, Edelman, Gronkowski when it was on the line, Tommy, and then you have even Ndamukong Suh. And that's another thing. I don't think the Rams worried too much about that locker room when they brought in Sue and Fowler and Talib and Peters, and they are in the Super Bowl, just for the record. So, but anyway, it was really interesting. But I thought the Rams really played their butts off. I mean, really for those 2 road teams to go in there and get those wins, because those 2 venues, I'm telling you, playing in there is just as tough as it gets.
I got a great question. I think it's a great question. It may suck, but we'll see. Rick Venturi's on the Eddie Moore Automotive Group hotline. Would the play, and you mentioned it with D Ford lining up in the neutral zone that basically cost the Chiefs that game and going to the Super Bowl, would you be swayed not to want to sign him in free agency because of that? Or would this, you think, persuade maybe Kansas City not wanting to bring him back? Because I can't imagine he's ever going to get a great level of love in Kansas City, regardless of his sack total in the future. What do you think about his situation?
That was my first thought. And, it's inexcusable, but it's correctable. And that guy has rare talent. I mean, that guy has talent that you're not going to coach. And let's put it this way. I mean, I go through all that free agency list, that early list, and, of course, there's some huge names on that list. I mean, there's some, but by the time he gets pared down, I mean, you got Lawrence, you got Ford, you got Clowney, you got Clark, Flowers, Ansa, Ladavius Smith, Williams, Barrett, Graham. Those are just edge rushers. I mean, just to start with. I mean, I've got 50 guys in front of me, but those are just the edge rushers. But by the time you actually get to March, when you get the franchise tags and everybody, there may not be a one of them. But my first thought was that if that turns them off a little bit, which I don't think it will, but if it does, then that's a guy you've got to go after. That's a guy who's really, if you want to know the truth, he's really coming into his own. I mean, he made a mistake. There's no doubt about it. But, you take a guy like that and you just fix it. But, if you have a chance in the market to get a game-changing rusher off the edge and you don't do it, then I don't know. I got to question it.
I would too. I just wonder, Rick, if he's ever going to be accept that fan base has wanted that forever, and then to have that taken away because of that ridiculous error, it makes you wonder how he would ever be embraced in that market again. Just kind of understanding his talent level, though.
It just depends on what they want to do. If they want to pin it all on Bob Sutton, the defensive coordinator, then they can do that, and they can say everything from scheme to the discipline wasn't there and kind of take it off the player. I mean, there's a lot of ways. I'm not in their head, so I don't know what their feeling is. I know that this was a breakout season for him. He was a number one and has always flashed, but has never, and he's been banged up a little bit, has never had that big year like you would hope to. Like Houston, before Houston hurt his knee and got that ACL, Houston had a 22-sack year. I mean, and then he's still good, but he hasn't, he's never approached that again. But Ford is in a prime. He's got, tremendous jets. I mean, he ruined our game. Let's face it.
He did. Yeah.
And I've watched him play a ton. And, those are the kinds of guys, if you're going to add, again, I talk this all the time, is, what you want to add, what you have to, if you're going to go to the next level, if you're going to get to the championship level, right now we are relevant again. We are probably back as far as the best in the AFC South. I mean, we're a ton of fun, and if you're a season ticket holder, with a kid that's 30, got a lot of years left in quarterback years, a lot of young talent, buy your season tickets because this is arrow pointing up. But if you want to go from, what I always talk about, the GT class to the GP class, if you want to get into that Final Four with those guys, yesterday, then it's going to be about the top of the roster. It's going to be about guys now that come in and impact the game, that are playmakers, that ruin the game, that make you, they're ambience, John. That's what it really comes down to. And, and we got plenty of money. Again, it's not always as bright as you think because the list of guys gets pared down quicker. And then Chris is going to find out what Bill Polian dealt with forever. And it's a good news, bad news thing. And what Ryan Grigson dealt with after his first year, and just like after the 4-12 and the 2-14, all of a sudden now you get back into that range now where you're drafting 24th through 32nd, and on every round, it's a lot different. You don't have that number 6, and then that all those high 2s and all that. I mean, it becomes a lot different when you're drafting. When your first pick is 25th.
It's Rick Venturi. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, brought to you by the District Tap. All right, I'm going to take a break and come back. I do want to revisit when you were talking about these rush guys that could be available, some of which could be franchise tagged, like we were talking regarding D Ford of Kansas City. I want to hit that. I want to hit wide receiver, and then I want to talk about where we're going in the NFL with officiating, because I think we're going down the path now. I don't think this is an overreaction, but the final 2 minutes, everything is going to be reviewed and looked at. I want to ask you if you think that's where we're going. Rick Venturi on a Monday, always must listen, rejoins us on the other side next.
The following is a district service announcement from the District Tap.
The District Tap. 60 beers on tap and damn good food. Oh, wait. Hey, can we say that? Damn good food?
Yes, I'm told that damn good food is totally acceptable. Go ahead and pick it up from there.
60 beers on tap and damn good food. And don't get me started on the sports you can catch at the tap. Over 60 screens with as much NFL and collegiate football action than you can handle. Weeknight matchups? Yes, we have weeknight games. Weekend games? You better f***ing believe we have all of those. Have your heart set on an epic f***ing tailgate bash with all your friends? Reserve one of the District's 3 event rooms and make that happen. Game on at the District Tap. How's that?
Fantastic.
The District Tap, 60 beers on tap and damn good food. 82nd Street, just east of Keystone at the Crossing. Online at thedistrictindy.com.
Chad and Tyler Peterman for Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
You'll score big this month on a new furnace and AC unit from Peterman.
First, you'll receive a 15-year parts and labor warranty for your peace of mind.
Then we'll include a 50-inch 4K smart TV so you can enjoy the big game.
We even have 72-month special financing available.
Take advantage of this super 15-year warranty.
Then sit back and enjoy your new TV.
When you call Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Peterman's the way to go.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. At Cordell & Cordell, we encourage our clients to participate, to recognize how essential their role in this process is. They've got to be willing to help us help them. And by working jointly in a sort of partnership, we're more likely to get the best possible outcome for our clients. And that's really the standard that our clients can fairly hold us to, is what is the best possible outcome for them. So clients who are facing divorce need to recognize that for them to succeed, they need a partnership between them and their attorney.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122 or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Hey, John, for Forum Credit Union, got branch locations throughout central Indiana. Trevor Green to make sure that you are saving. And they're always coming up with new original ways. I mentioned the Common Sense program as we approach Christmas time to help you save, certainly, when you are going in to buy for Christmas, making sure you got the money, making sure you don't go overboard with it. That's the Common Sense program every time you use your card. But here's something for the kids. The Sprout account, which gives back to you, earns for you as you put money away all the way up until they are 18. Your kids, they are 18 years of age, and helps, obviously, with college and academics past the high school years, the Sprout account, which is genius. And that's what I love about Forum Credit Union, because Trevor and the staff always looking for new and original ways to help you save. Very unique. I'm telling you, too, working for you is what they do at Forum Credit Union. Stop by a branch location. Tell Trevor I said hello, or find out for yourself online right now, forumcu.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with Hero.Loan. In 2018, Hero.Loan was the fastest growing VA loan program in the nation. Why? Lower interest rates, zero down payment, never an appraisal fee, and we close VA loans in 14 days. 2019 is going to be a great year to buy a home, but you better be ready. Get pre-approved today with our 5-minute loan approval, only available at Hero.Loan, the only way to VA.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
An unreliable network can cost you money. That's why you need Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast. And we go beyond fast with the complete reliability of 4G LTE backup, which means that even if something like construction knocks out the power, you can still upload that presentation and not take a hit to your company's bottom line. For a limited time, switch to Comcast Business and get an amazing deal on fast, reliable internet. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for EcoBill and automatic payment. Just one more way Comcast Business goes beyond other providers. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offerings 131.19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra. Subject to change. Connection Pro backup limited up to 6 hours. Requires Comcast Business Internet. Offer price requires EcoBill pay for this billing and auto pay through Comcast Business My Account.
There are 2 sides to tire buying.
There's Fun You, who wants crisp handling and puts a smile on your face. And there's Realist You, who needs something with all-season capability and a great mileage warranty. For the kids. Luckily, there's now a tire capable of both. Introducing the BF Goodrich Advantage TALT tire for crossovers, SUVs, and light trucks. They've got both sides covered. Stop by Big O Tires in Indianapolis, and their experts will make sure you have the tires designed for a luxurious ride and confident control of the road. The team you trust. Big O Tires. See bfgoodrichtires.com for details.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Brought to you by the District Tap. Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline, Rick Venturi, as we never take a day off around here, making sure you're up to date on the latest in NFL knowledge. I'm going to get back to that list of rush guys defensively that maybe the Colts might be looking for going into free agency. You mentioned the list: DeMarcus Lawrence, Davian Clowney. Those two will probably be franchise tagged, and for Lawrence, that'd be again. D Ford, we shall see. Clark's another guy. Who interests you at the top of that list, if indeed they become available on the open market?
Well, the top three guys that you mentioned are the, I think, game changers. And Lawrence is perfect. He has a background with Eberflus. Obviously he has a background in this defense. He comes in right away, absolute perfect fit. Hard for me to believe, though, that Dallas parts with, a guy with 14.5 sacks. Ford, again, same thing. Ford with 13 last year. Clowney, 24.5 years old, disruptive. A little bit different than those guys. Those guys are pure edge guys. Clowney is a little bit more of an entity. Then after that, I think you go to good players. I'm not sure that any of the rest of those guys, though, are in that class. That of those three guys, the reason I say those three guys is when you look at those three guys, you say, okay, I've got to game plan these three guys. I can't, and I didn't think that we did a good job against Ford. I thought that Smith would have trouble with him on the right side, which he inevitably did. But those guys to me are a little bit. They separate themselves a little bit. Now Clark and Flowers are really, really good players. Ansa, has struggled of late. He does have 48 sacks in 6 seasons. Hasn't been quite as good lately. You go on down. You get to Fowler. These guys would never touch Fowler. Graham from Philly didn't have a great year, but he's had a good career. Barrett is a young kid out of Denver who I like, who's just in heavy traffic there, and they can't pay him. But he's not in that class of Lawrence, Ford, and Clowney. And then an interesting guy inside that I really like, if you're going to go with an inside guy, but, you may end up, paying a lot of your own because there's never as many guys in free agency out there as you think, after the franchise tags and everything are made. So you do have Hunt. You're probably going to have to go on Hunt. But a guy that I liked, and if you remember, I talked a lot about him in the draft that year, was Grady Jarrett, who has gone on to a really good career with Atlanta, and he kind of fits this defense. He's a jet inside guy, that can really, really get after you. He was a guy that we would have had to take him. I remember when we were going through the draft, he was right in there about the same level, about the same grade as Geathers, and we took Geathers, and then Grady went to Atlanta, and I don't regret that. I don't mean that at all. And then we ended up taking the kid, I can't remember his name, the kid from Stanford on the 5th round.
Henry Anderson?
No, not Henry. No, Henry was a good player. The nose tackle that got in trouble and all that.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name. But anyway, we ended up with him on the 5th round, which was a big drop from Grady. But you were a little bit in a jam because I thought Geathers was, and I still do. Other than health, I still think Geathers is a really, really good player. And then you got a guy out there like Landon Collins. It's some pretty good guys. Really. It just depends on what you want and what you think of your own team. Like I said, I kind of went through that with you last year. Last week, you have to me, if you're going to take the next step, and you don't have to announce this to the public. I mean, you can make sure that you give everybody their due publicly, but you really have to take those key games. Like I said this last week. You take the games, our defensive games against New England and Kansas City, and then our offensive games against Jacksonville and Kansas City, and you tear those things apart schematically, talent-wise, and you say, okay, now, we won a lot of games, but if we're going to win it all, how many of these guys, where do we really have to improve? And, you have to look at Glowinski. You have to look at Smitty. Should Smitty really be a guard? That discussion has to still come up internally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't just say, well, it's done, because it isn't done, because you saw it at Kansas City.
David Perry, by the way, is who you're trying to think
David
of there.
Perry.
He got in trouble in Arizona, I think, after he left here, too.
Yeah, David Perry. And I didn't mean to, I just remember that Grady Jarrett was in my mind in the fourth round, and we took Gathers, which I was really pleased with, have no trouble with that, but that we couldn't take Jarrett because Jarrett then went to Atlanta. And I was hoping, God, if Jarrett makes it the fifth round, that's exactly who we want. We ended up having to take Perry.
I use Landon Collins as an example all the time. And one of the reasons why is because I had him on this a couple of years ago, and I said, hey, did you ever even get any interest, a phone call, anything from the Colts? And he said, absolutely not. So I kind of laughed about that back then. So I thought that was silly.
Well, and I think we have to look at our safety position. I think we have to look at it, if nothing else, from a durability standpoint. So, again, I just think you have to look at it all, and then you go to the draft. This is not, just for starters. This doesn't, on the surface, and that's only where I'm at now. I won't, starting February 1st, I'll be diving into that draft, and as we get close to free agency, I'll be diving in. You usually give me a list of guys that it looks like we're going to be interested in. I don't spend as much time on that because I know most players, and if the Colts have interest, then I kind of dive into it. But I start February 1st and start taking that draft apart. But on the surface, for starters, both free agency and draft is not necessarily won't knock you out with wide receivers, and that's why I don't know. I mean. That's why, again, you go back to a guy like Antonio Brown, a trade or something like that. I mean, again, that's just me. And it's not, like I said, it's very easy to define your needs, but then to fill them isn't necessarily as easy as it looks.
You think you and I are the only ones, really, I think, that are on the level of agreeing as far as Antonio Brown. And I told you last week my agreement came after watching it live at Arrowhead last week, what wasn't happening offensively with the Colts. You think in any way, shape, or form that's what Ballard might be looking at? Because I think most of what we believe is that that's probably not the path in which he is taking. What do you think?
Well, it probably isn't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Chris knows how to say the right thing to please this public, but at the same time, he was instrumental in Kansas City. He didn't pull the trigger because he didn't have the authority, but he was a prime mover in the drafting of Tyreek Hill, who had all kinds of issues, Peters, who had all kinds of issues. So, I mean, there's a side of him that, will definitely look at every situation as it is, and that's all I ask of him. I mean, it's just like there's a little bit of a misconception that you only build through the draft, because if that were the truth, then Sheard wouldn't be here, Hunt wouldn't be here, Autry wouldn't be here, and I would say that those three guys are as responsible, with the exception of Leonard, as anybody in that defensive improvement. And those guys were free agents, same way with Ebron. So, I think it's a little bit of a misconception that we haven't done anything. And now the problem is eventually you're going to have to spend the money.
No doubt about that. Rick Venturi is brought to you by the District Tap. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Before I let you go, I got to ask you about, you brought up obviously the New Orleans and LA Rams game yesterday and the result of a non-call. Where's this going to lead us? Are we going to see here in the near future everything that's going to be reviewable, everything you can check out and replay in the final 2 minutes? Is that overreacting, or is that a reality that's probably going to set in sooner rather than later?
Well, I think it's an overreaction. But sometimes overreaction in PR with Goodell is what drives the actual result of what happened. I'm so tired of instant replay. I can't even stand it, to be honest with you. I don't want more of it. I really don't want more of it. What I want is good officials. And the problem that we have is really, that call could be made by anybody, any high school official in the country, and on the Saints game. That was absolutely ridiculous. And you can make pass interference reviewable, and then you can review every play from now until the next millennium. I think people are tired of that. What I think is we need better officials, whatever method that is. And sometimes I think because of instant replay and some of that stuff, we haven't. We're not getting the same quality. We're trying to make automatons out of that guy. We're overruling it, but a play like that it just stands out so much. It's not even close. It really wasn't even close. And who I thought was really good on the second game again was Gene Sarator on that. God, was he on top of it? Yep. On the I guess it was the Patriot game, right? He had that one. You just
there were some catches there that looked like it may have touched the ground that it didn't, and then you had that punt that they ruled a muff and then came back and overruled it, which it didn't look like there was definitive proof that it didn't touch him. So that was tough to me to overrule. But
and yet I could, of all guys, one of the most reliable guys in the league, and I didn't see him touching it, to be honest with you. But you just go on and on. But the Saints thing, that's a penalty by like 27 different standards. It was really, and I've agreed to go on with my friends at WWL tonight in New Orleans. I'm really not looking forward to that because, like I said, they just breathe it there. They just breathe it. And, for them to exit 2 years in a row on a fluke, you remember last year on the Hail Mary Plus.
Stephon Diggs.
And then this thing. But I will say this, though, yesterday, as far as football goes, it has to be one of the greatest days in NFL history. And we've had that kind of year, and hopefully, the Super Bowl will be that thing. But I just don't know how you could write better scripts than we're writing lately for these games.
I'm thinking about this, too, is that you got Sean Payton and you got Drew Brees, and you wonder how much either one has remaining down the road. That's something else I'm sure they're talking about in New Orleans and in the area today. So, and that always comes up with Payton, seemingly. Oh,
they will be. There's no question about it. But I think that it's just like lightning has struck twice. In last year, it was really their own mistake. It was their own kid's mistake, even though it was their shattering. But this one is amazing. But it's really, in some ways, it's no different than D Ford lining up off sides.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Hey, by the way, before I let you go, I got 2 minutes remaining here. What do you think about the old overtime thing? Is that going to be upgraded to give each team a chance?
I absolutely love it. I hate the college game, the way it's played on that lineup at the 25 and run another 4 hours of football. This is good. If you can't stop them for a touchdown, the whole reason that the rule was changed was people didn't like the idea that you could get a kickoff return, 2 first downs, kick a field goal, and it's over. And I think that's right. I agree with that. I absolutely love our rule. I think that overtime rule is as good as it gets.
It's Rick Venturi. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, brought to you by the District Tap. We continue on until after the Super Bowl, and then I think we chat at the beginning of free agency, and then we'll get you into the the draft time of year. So we got more times, more stops, don't we?
We do, brother. We do.
Hey, I hope everything's going okay. You let me know if you need anything, and we love it here. Thanks as always, my friend.
All right, John. Talk to you.
Rick Venturi's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Quick break. We'll get you set for a little hoopage with Greg Rakestraw and Bob Lovell. City Tournament semifinal style. Top of the hour on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan.
Museum by Moonlight at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis is back Saturday, February the 23rd. Register to win a pair of tickets online now, 1070thefan.com.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
Join JMV at the Connecticut Water booth at the 2019 Indianapolis Home Show at the State Fairgrounds. Sample Evan Williams and you could win more prizes. The 2019 Circle City Donut Dash, hosted by Teachers Treasures, is Saturday, February the 16th. Register now to run an Indy's Tastiest 5K at 1070thefan.com. And the Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow the Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com.
Hey, John, for PAI, it's WeGrowHairAndy.com. Who wants a little upgrade up top here? Nothing fake about it either. It's your real growing hair, and that's important to everybody, right? All right, dudes over 35 years of age, 60+% of you are losing dome coverage. You can get it. Keep it, and it's real. There's nothing fake about it with PAI. The procedures, multi-unit hair grafting or artist robotic FUE, will address specific needs, and you will see results. Real results. Talk to Darren Andrews about it today. 888-724-5129. Hey, check out my testimonial up on 465 on the north side right before Keystone. You can see it right there. It does work, and it's real, which I'm telling you, if you want that dome coverage back, you will like with PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairAndy.com today.
Dan Daggers, for family leisure, the annual store-wide floor model sale is on. Huge savings on floor model items store-wide. Save 20, 30, even 50% or more on display models. Pool tables, bars and bar stools, massage chairs, game tables, and everything for your man cave and more. It's time to make some room. Deep discounts on all remaining display model patio furniture, pools, and play gyms. Pendleton Pike and Oak Landing Road or FamilyLeisure.com. Tell them Dan sent you.
Family and fun come together. Guys, when you're dealing with ED issues, talking about intimacy can make you uncomfortable. So we'll use another word for intimacy, like football. Football! Look, you love football. Your wife loves football, and you both want some hot and sweaty football right now. But then, fumble. Oopsie! And by fumble, I mean ED issues. You need to get to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic knows that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE, which is kind of like a false start. Penalty! Plus, a performance promise. If it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Before you know it, you'll be back in the game with a touchdown! Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and book your $99 office visit today. Call 317-999-9000, 317-999-9000, or at IndyMen'sClinic.com.
Get up and go now so you can go tonight.
Make this Valentine's Day the best ever with a gift from Shane Company. Hi, I'm Tom Shane.
And I'm Donna. I love showing our customers all the exclusive designs we've created with diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. It's what we're known for. Like our new pendant with 12 diamonds arranged in the shape of a heart. The unique shared prong setting for the diamonds allows more of each diamond to show and sparkle. This gorgeous gift is $1,465. Or give her the matching diamond heart-shaped earrings for $2,060. We have the largest selection of hoop earrings, 3-stone rings, necklaces, and bracelets with diamonds, rubies, and sapphires.
At Shane Company, you get the highest quality and the best value. Whether you spend a few $100s or thousands, you'll find something beautiful for her.
When she opens her gift from you, she'll light up.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, John here for Connecticut Water. I'm going to be out there on Friday. That's the Indianapolis Home Show at the State Fairgrounds this Friday. Booth 8135 with the best deals on the best water. In-home drinking water stations, Premier Series water softeners, and me, Randy Strand, and Brent, my friends from Heaven Hill, my friends from Evan Williams with the Ice Luge. It was the hit of the Indianapolis Home Show inside the Connecticut booth a year ago, and we're going to be swinging for the fences again. You got to join me on Friday. Again, the Indianapolis Home Show at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, the Connecticut booth, 8135, coming up on Friday. And if you want the best water, Connecticut's got the best deals out at the home show for you. Plus, if you need tickets, they're discounted online right now. Get your tickets before you show up at the home show. ConnecticutIndy.com for my friends Joe, John, and Dennis, and great deals at the home show this week. ConnecticutIndy.com for your discount tickets right now.
Dan Dockett here. I want you to start the new year off right with 2020 Vision from 2020 Institute. I've been telling you about my life-changing LASIK experience with 2020 Institute. It was really safe, it was painless, and it worked. 2020 Institute is a local company with a highly experienced local surgeon, Dr. Zay. This is one New Year's resolution you can keep, and it will change your life. Visit 2020 Indy now to book your complimentary consultation. That's 2020indy.com.
The Pacers homestand concludes against the Toronto Raptors Wednesday evening at 6:30 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Welcome back, everyone.
On FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
All right, welcome back, everyone. City Tournament semifinals, top of the hour. By the way, to Rick Venturi podcast, 1070thefan.com. Eddie Gill a little bit earlier. Pacers, Fox Sports Indiana, basketball analyst podcast, 1070thefan.com. My guys getting set for a little hoopage. Top of the hour, Greg Rakestraw, Bob Lovell's got both ends of the city tournament semis. Cathedral, Ritter, Addicts, Howe. Fellas, what's going on?
Just a little basketball on a Monday night. What else would you rather be doing, JMV?
Why not? You guys got to be put to work somehow, some way. I mean, Bob, what'd you do this weekend? A couple of shows?
Nothing. Yeah,
Come on.
Nothing. I didn't do anything. To be honest with you.
This is Bob's fourth straight day of work, and that's a lot for him at this point,
my fourth straight day of work. I had a couple things to do on Friday and Saturday. I did the pairing show for the girls' tournament yesterday and doing 2 games tonight. And other than that, I haven't been doing anything.
Yeah, okay, guys. In the time we have left, give us a little thumbnail sketch of the semifinals you'll be having tonight for us.
Well, Cathedral is a very talented team. Armand Franklin obviously going to play at Indiana University. Other quality seniors to go around him. Tayshawn Comer, a talented freshman, just picked up his first Division I offer from Miami of Ohio over the weekend. Ritter's a good basketball team. Their top player is Nate Soltis, a 6'5 senior. And the second game, Bob, is an absolute track meet.
I think it is. I mean, I think that obviously when you look at Addicts, they love an up-tempo. We had them earlier in the year when they played North Central and beat them. Howe is really, I think, getting better and better. It's a team, I think both teams love to play the same way. There's great quickness. There's going to be a lot of action at or around the rim. I think the biggest thing is that you got to be able to knock down some shots and some traffic, and you got to defend transition in that second game.
But I think